Hello sports fans and welcome to the Sports Express. I'm Alonzo. As I stated before last week that the weather wasn't permitting for me to have my show outside, so I decided just this week right here I'll just have another show in this one until I get everything set up outside. Let's jump right in. I'm going to focus on baseball. Baseball, as we look at right now, they're probably right now into the 7th game of the year. They're heading toward the All-Star game, which is right in the middle of July. But there's a couple of things, the Oakland Athletic and the San Francisco Giants right now have two of the best baseball records, the best records in baseball. And you take a look at a lot of teams, and some of them aren't doing as good as they should be doing. You take, for example, the Pittsburgh Pirates. They had a great season last year. Right now they're 38-37, so they're pretty much in the middle of the pack. So they're not running away with it right now. So Detroit Tigers is another team. They're doing good, but they're not doing great. The Yankees, same thing. Even though that starting pitcher Ugga, he's doing absolutely wonders there. I think he's a great pickup. I just hope that he don't crest after this year. Same as Dice K did in Boston. I hope that he actually is the real deal. So 1 year doesn't tell you a lot of things, but we're looking forward to seeing what this guy got for many years to come. Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers, they're right where they usually be at. Toronto Blue Jays is in first place in the American League East. I don't know how long they can sustain that, because usually they start out high and they'll fall right to the bottom of the pack. So we'll look out and see what's going on there. Chicago Cubs, 100 years of just bad baseball. It just seems like it continues. But I would like to focus on two teams, the Atlanta Braves and Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia Phillies first. The Philadelphia Phillies right now, they're mired. Now at 34-40, they had a nice little win streak back there when they swept the Braves and beat up on the Cardinals a little bit, but they lost a couple of games the past 2 nights. But they're still underachieving. Right now they got a bloated payroll. You got Ryan Howard making $25 million a year. You have Cole Hamels, Cliff Lee. They have a lot of money invested in these players, and right now it looks like that if they continue at the rate they are, they're going to be sellers. Now Jimmy Rollins, he's not trying to go anywhere. I think it's somewhat selfish. I understand that he want to catch records, but I think it's also selfish when you decide to take records in front of the team concept. Okay, I understand you want to catch records, but you got to also put the team first. It's clear that his mindset is not on team anymore. It's on his personal accomplishments. And I don't know how long he'll last in Philly with that mindset, because Philly, that's not their brand. Chase Utley, if he can stay injury-free, I think Chase Utley, he's leading in the National League All-Star voting. I think that man stays healthy, that man will be just a beast, okay? He's hitting 300, but he's got to stay healthy. The pitching staff, they're not doing great right now. And I think run support has somewhat to do with it too. Cliff Lee and Hamels, they're not looking the same as they was last year. And I don't know if that's just an off year or they're just regressing. I think Burnett was a nice pickup for them, but he's not giving them what he gave Pittsburgh last year. So we got to keep an eye on them. But I will tell you, Papelbon, I love Papelbon. I just love Papelbon because he says what's on his mind. He's a bulldog. He's a bulldog, and I just love Papelbon. Even when he was in Boston, I'm not a Boston fan, but I love Papelbon. I'll tell you that right now. He's doing pretty good. He has a under 1.5 something ERA, so he's doing real good. But I do think that they need to get this together, or I think they're going to start being a seller, and Rueben Amara, I think that his job is going to be gone. Just plain and simple. I think Ryne Sandberg, I really can't fill him out right now, because I don't know what to make of him right now, but that's to be seen, him trying to mold the team into his image. But I think Rueben will be gone if the Phillies do not make the playoffs. I think, or go further, he will be gone. Now, Atlanta Braves, I think Gonzalez has got to go. He's got to go, okay? He's a carbon copy of Bobby Cox. You've seen all them division championships. I'm a big Braves fan. The division championship that we won, we should have more than one World Series. That was just ridiculous and just disgusting, okay? Now, I was there when we were sitting there watching Dale Murphy and Bob Horner and Rafael Ramirez and Craig Murtry. I'm talking about I watched game when we was 59 and 100 and something with losses, and I watched us get our heads beat in 99 out. So it was fruitful from when I started seeing us winning, starting in 90 and 91 with Justice and Gant and Terry Pennington and Sid Bream and all them players that they brought in, and we had one of the top pitching staff with Maddox and Glavine and Avery and each year and Smoltz, and they just kept adding pieces after piece after piece. John Rocker, he was doing his thing until he started getting knocked around, then he just nutted up on us in all kind of phases of ways. But we should have won more championships than we did. Okay, and now here it is now, and you got Gonzalez, and I know we're mired in a whole lot of injuries. There's a whole lot of injuries on the Braves team, but that still doesn't make excuses for. We still have a pretty good pitching staff with Alex Wood and Teron and Irvin Santana. We lost Beachy and Medley, but it's still no excuse. We're not getting the run support. I think the Upton brothers coming over was okay. One is doing good, the other one isn't. Ugga can't hit a beach ball with a 30-pound bat. I don't know what his problem is. Freeman, he's doing what Freeman do. I think that the outfielder, I can't remember his name right now, but anyway, Hayward, he's being solid. He's solid. He's being solid right now. Gaddis is the man right now that we have. But I'll tell you one thing. I think that we need someone to come in as a manager who's going to take no prisoners. You got to have that killer instinct. And there's only certain managers that have it, okay? You got like Joe Torre. I love Joe Girardi. I love like Tony La Russa. Those guys, they know what it takes to win. And I think that it's time to stop making excuses. I hear Gonzalez talk just like Bobby Cox. You say, well, he had a pretty good game, and with the exception of like 3 or 4 pitches. Oh, you mean the 3 or 4 pitches that went over the wall that cost us 7 or 8 runs? Oh, those 4 pitches? That don't mean anything if he lose that game, or you're not getting run support. Okay, you gotta just uproot this whole copy and just get a whole new one. If you can't win, you gotta get out. Okay, it's time that Atlanta. You wonder why that they can't fill that stadium up, because people are bored. They're bored now. They're bored with this brand of baseball. And then you got your general manager Sherholtz sitting up making backroom deals over there in Cobb County and sitting up moving the Braves out of Ted Turner Stadium that was built in '96. Ain't nothing wrong with the stadium, but because you want to go over to the suburbs, okay, and you gonna make your backroom deals, and Sherholtz didn't even tell nobody. They made this deal in secret, and he admitted that he had to make sure that the public didn't even find out about it. That should tell you a lot. No wonder they don't support you. They should uproot you too, John Tizarros, because that was a slap in the face to all Braves fans and baseball in general. But I know you're used to making those kind of backroom deals anyway, so who cares, right? So I think it's time that they get some real baseball minds in Atlanta and get some winning going on down there. Not just, oh, look, we give you a regular season, but we're off in the playoffs. We can't go no further. What good is that? You're no different than the rest of the team that didn't even make the playoffs. Because don't nobody remember what you did last year unless you won it all. So I'm calling for action that if you can't get it done, get him out of there. Because it's the fans that's paying the tickets. It's the fans watching TV for you to get the television contract, for you to pay these contracts. And people are sick of bad brand baseball, because this wouldn't be allowed in New York, this wouldn't be allowed in Philly, this wouldn't be allowed in Boston. There's some places that they demand for you to give them the top brand of baseball or they want you out. And they don't take this, oh well, you won this year, so we okay with that. I mean, Oakland have great prospects in their minor leagues, and look at them. Each year and year out, they're winning high clips, and I'll at least give them the fact that they don't make it all the way to the World Series, but they got young prospects, which shows you that you don't have to go gangbuster like spending $200 and $300 million in payroll to get quality baseball. Just get good prospects and put them in good place, and then you mix that in with some good free agents, and you have what you call in Oakland. Okay, that's what you need to do. Okay, instead of this, let's chase after the dream. Let's get these big names who gonna come in there and flop, and we're gonna pay them almost $18+ million for them to flop, and then have the rest of their contract that we can't even unload on nobody. Okay, so I call for them to get better brand baseball, not only in Atlanta, but a whole lot of other places. What's his name in Pittsburgh? You should feel the heat too, because you're 30-37. And they put the pieces in place after 20 years. Yeah, you suffered for 20 years, but after what you had from last year, you still have most of those players. You should not be 38-37. You are on the report card too. So there's nothing wrong with you demanding better baseball or demanding you get a real winner. That includes Atlanta and Gonzalez. I don't know Gonzalez, and I don't know him personally, but I know that I don't like his ways of winning. It's after a while you're going to hold these players accountable and not sit there and try to pacify them in the media. Well, I'm not going to badmouth them. Yeah, badmouth them. Maybe they get up to the plate and hit. Okay? So all you baseball fans, get out there on Twitter, Facebook, and my YouTube account and sound off. This is Alonzo on the Sports Express saying have a great day, enjoy sports, and God bless. Take care.